Figma just introduced the multi-edit feature, which allows us to edit objects across multiple frames simultaneously. I'm not going to bore you with all the many details, but I'm going to go straight up and show you everything you can do with the multi-edit feature. So let's get right into it. With this multi-edit feature, you can now select matching layers across your designs and edit them all at once. So let me show you how this one works. So let's say, for instance, I have this call to action button on several screens on my design. What I can do is to select this first one. I come here, click on select matching layers. It's going to select all the layers on my design that has the same call to action. Then I can edit them all at once. First off, we can edit the colors. So I'm going to change the color now to blue. Now it changes all across. If I decide to reduce it or shrink it, I'm going to hold on to shift. If I reduce it, it's going to reduce all at once. Now let's look at another thing that you can do with the multi-edit feature, which is the drag and select matching item. So let's say you don't want to change all the matching layers, but just some of it. For instance, if I select this call to action button, right, and I click on select matching layers here, right, it's going to select every single thing that I have going on my Figma file that is a matching layer, right? But let's say that it's just 2 out of all of this thing that I've selected that I want to make changes on, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to select the first layer, then hold on to shift, right? Then as you can see, the other ones are highlighted like a pink stroke round around it here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it very well. Remember that I am holding on to my shift for it to be highlighted. All right, so what I'm going to do now, if I do not want everything to be selected all at once, while holding on to shift, right, I'm going to just drag the 2 that I want to adjust. Then I can go ahead and either adjust the colors at once. I can adjust the size here. I can adjust the size and, you know, make simultaneous changes to them. We're going to look at is aligning objects. So with the multi-edit, you can align this object all together. So if you have the same object across different frames in your design, you don't need to select them individually and align them individually. You can now align them all together. So let me show you how it works. So let's take, for instance, this first object that I have here. You can see that it's replicated across several frames that I also have here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this new object here, or this new icon that has been added here, which is called select matching layers. So once I click on it, it's going to automatically select all the layers or all the objects that are matching across my whole design, right? So once you do that, you can then come to this alignment section. Let's say you want to align to the middle or you want to align to the left, depending on how you want to make your alignment is all going to respond. So let's say you want to align the 2 objects here that we have here. So I'm going to select this one, hold on to shift and select the second one. Then I'm going to come here and click select matching object. It's also going to select all the matching objects that I have here. Then I can come to the alignment section and click on align section. Now it's going to behave like this because they're not grouped together, right? But if we want them to align to the frame, right, I'm going to click on Ctrl Z. Then I'm going to hold on to shift and you can see that this section changes. Then you can align them to the frame accordingly. All right, so that's how it works. Let's move on to the next item. Third thing we can do with the multi-edit feature, which is text editing. So I can edit this text here across all the layers it appears on my design. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this text, make sure I select the text, and I'm going to go ahead and click on select matching layers. Once I do that, you will get the multi-edit text option added to it. This is option here. Then I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go ahead and change this text to great work. How cool is this? Now not just that, I can go ahead and change it to, let's say I want to change the text itself to italics, or I want to change the font size to a 32, or I want to change the line height, or I want to change the paragraph spacing, anything at all, even down to the colors. I can do that. Now let's move over to the next thing we can do with our multi-edit feature. So let's explore how this multi-edit feature works for variants. Alright, so let's start with this one. So you know, before, if we want to maybe add an icon here, we get to add them individually, but with this we can do this for all of it. So I'm going to select this first variant, and click on this multi-edit variant, right? So let's say I want to add an icon in each of them, right? Then click on this icon. It's going to add for all of it, and I'm going to make it, I can adjust it at the same time. So let's also explore how it could work if, let's say, we want to add another item into this variant, right? So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and select this variant. Then you're going to see this icon here called multi-edit variant. I'm going to click on it. So once I click on it, let's say I want to add another text, maybe a text header here. I'm going to click on T on my keyboard, and I'm going to start typing. I'm going to type header, right? So as you can see, across the different variants, all has been added simultaneously. Alright, so let's also explore how the multi-edit feature works in an auto layout. So this is an auto layout that has been wrapped. Now let's say we want to use a multi-edit feature. So I'm going to select the first one. If you click on the selecting matching layout, it's going to select the next item on the other auto layout that is the same with it. Alright, so I can adjust the same way, and it's going to reflect on the other section, you know, just anyhow, and it's going to make adjustments accordingly. If you're a UX designer and you use Figma, this multi-edit feature is going to take our soft work to another level.